Welcome to Fashion Review. I'm your host, Deborah Cristobal, coming to you from sunny Santa Barbara, California. And today we will be discussing the MTV Video Music Awards. Let me introduce our panelists. First, we have Irina Aquaskya. Hello, darlings. Marguerite Daisy Crimson. Hi, y'all. And Lady Peneplope Mauve. Hello, everyone. Okay, so today we will be discussing who were the best and worst dressed of the evening. For the best dress, Irina chose Jennifer Lopez, wearing a Versace one-shouldered silver dress. Irina, what was it about this dress that you really liked?
Darlings, I always love one-shoulder look. Very sleek and sexy. It had high slit. It showed her leg and it just fit like glove. Plus, the chain metal was very shimmery and it moved with body. So it looked very kind of like a skin. So very eye-catching.
Okay, great. And Daisy, what did you like about Jennifer Lopez's dress?
Well, it's a total showstopper. I love the pave accents that they had that were draping at the hips, and it was lined. So that was really nice because if you put that metal fabric right against your skin, it is so cold. She would have been shivering the whole night. So thank goodness they had a lining on it.
Yes, that's a good point, Daisy. Okay, and Daisy, you chose Shanina Sheikh, who was wearing a Naeem Khan jumpsuit, white jumpsuit, and Bulgari earrings. What did you like about this outfit?
Oh, I thought it was just heavenly. It was made out of a sheer fabric, and it had this plunging neckline, and it was sexy, but it was ethereal because it had sort of an Art Deco feel to it because it was decorated with these firework stars and zigzags, and it was just so really cool. Plus, it was a jumpsuit, so I know I always say I don't like the pants on the red carpet that much, but you know, this was MTV, so you can go a little more wild on their red carpet. So I thought it was just beautiful.
And Peneplope, you also liked this outfit.
Yes, I thought it was very classy, even though it was completely see-through. She had on a little nude, high-cut brief, and the way that the diagonal lightning bolts were sewn, it formed these really beautiful diamond patterns that were in diagonals going down her leg, and then it was sort of an answer to the deep V plunge, and then you had an upside down diagonal triangle with the lightning bolts. I know it sounds a little hard when I'm describing it, but trust me, it was absolutely gorgeous. And Irina, you also had a comment on this little jumpsuit that Shanina Sheikh was wearing. Darlings, it was feminine, but it had different twist because it was jumpsuit and legs were slightly flared. And I thought it could almost be like updated Ziegfeld Foley girl.
Oh, that's a good point. Very good, Irina. And Peneplope, you chose Camila Cabello. She was wearing an Oscar de la Renta strapless ball gown. And what was it about that you really liked?
Well, I thought it was actually cut like a very classic ball gown. It was strapless. It had a natural waistline. What was really gorgeous about it, it was white and it had an ombre, navy sort of, like a sapphire blue at the bottom. And it was tie-dyed, sort of a tie-dyed border. Also, it was a bubble hem, which I always love. It just adds a sense of whimsy and fun to the gown. So when you take the bubble plus the dip dye hem, it just made it really fun and young.
Great. And Daisy, what did you think about this Oscar de la Renta gown?
Well, I liked that it was really young and kind of quirky, but at the same time, it was very elegant and classy, and it actually could have been a debutante dress if it was white, if it was all white, and if you didn't have the bubble hem and you didn't have the dip dye tie-dye at the bottom. Yeah, you could have worn that as a debutante dress.
Okay, that's a good point, Daisy. And for the worst dressed, we have Black China. Again, she seems to show up multiple times. She was wearing a light plum chainmail bra and bikini with a capelet. Irina, what were your thoughts on this?
Darlings, this was completely a hot mess. She looked like Lily Munster's streetwalker daughter. And, I know she have no daughters. She just had little Eddie. But, this thing, the way they had it, little scallops, it looked like Lily Munster's curtains in that phone booth that they had at their house. Same pattern as the curtains they had.
Yes, how interesting. Okay, and Daisy, what about you? What did you think about this?
Well, I thought this would have been okay if it was a performance costume, but it just, the combination of all these different things, and she was practically naked, really, on this thing. It was just really a lot. It was really too much. I did like the color on her, but that was about all I liked. The rest of it was just a little bit too much.
Okay, and the last who didn't quite make the grade is Blake Lively. Surprisingly, she was wearing a pantsuit, Ralph and Russo ivory pantsuit. It was a white palazzo pants. It had a jacket with a pleated front blouse. And Peneplope, this is what you chose as your worst dressed. What did you think about this?
Darling, I thought the cut of the outfit, with that really high stance on the blazer, it looked like something Helena Bonham Carter would have worn in a Merchant Ivory film. She looked like she stepped right out of the Victorian era. I don't know what possessed Blake, because normally she's on the other side. Normally we're talking about her on the best dressed side. This outfit, it really looked like a Victorian outfit.
Okay, and Daisy, what did you think about this?
Well, I think all she needs is one of those big motoring hats with a big veil on it, and she could have been in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Or she could have also been like Mary Poppins' friends in her wedding outfit or something like that. I agree. It totally looked like a costume, and I could totally see it with one of those big hats with a big veil or the big bow in the back of it, and she could have been riding around in one of those newfangled motor cars. That's what I think.
Okay, and we have Amber Rose, who wore a red latex Madonna-looking bodysuit. Oh man, she had just the full regalia. And Irina, this is who you chose as your worst dressed.
Darlings, this looked like Halloween costume that you would wear to Playboy Mansion. I mean, it had pointed boobs like Madonna. She had cat mask, garter belt, and red fishnets, red boots, gloves. She had a whip. I mean, really, I don't know how she even got around, because I would think they would have just dropped her off at the, one of those Dungeons and Dragons kind of places or something like that. I don't even know how she made it to the event.
Okay. And Daisy, what about you? What did you think of this outfit that Amber Rose was wearing? It was red and shiny.
Well, I think this is a great publicity outfit, and maybe that's why she wore it, because look, we're all talking about it. There's like dozens of pictures everywhere with her in the little cat ears and the little cat mask and everything. So maybe she just wore it so everybody would be talking about her. Well, that is a really good point, Daisy. That could be true. And we do have some honorable mentions for this evening. And Daisy, you chose Nikki Hilton Rothschild. She was wearing a Valentino short white dress. It had ruffles. It was off the shoulder, a mini dress with white sequins. Well, I just loved this little dress. It was so fun and young, and I love the black and white together. The dress was mainly white, but it had this beautiful black velvet trim on it, and it reminded me of the My Fair Lady racetrack scene when everybody's wearing black and white. And I don't know if Valentino was going for that or not, but then it was like sprinkled with white sequins, and they kind of looked like polka dots, white polka dots on white. So it almost looked like a dotted Swiss kind of fabric, which is one of my favorites. And then she had these gorgeous white pumps on, and underneath, because they were really high, you could see that they had rhinestoned the arches underneath it. And then at the very back of the shoe, it had these beautiful big puffy bows, and they were all studded with rhinestones. So the whole thing, the whole ensemble was just darling. I really liked it. Okay, great. And then Penelope, what did you like about it? Well, I loved the ruffles were so fun, and in that lightweight fabric, it just looks so fresh, and the polka dot sequins were really cute too. I thought the whole dress, and especially with it being a mini dress, it just was very fresh, and it was also very dressy, and because of all the embellishments on it, the little sequins and the black velvet also, it was a beautiful combination and very, very dressy and fun and elegant at the same time. Irina, you chose Cardi B as your honorable mention. She was wearing a custom Nicholas Gibran velvet dress, and it had a ruched top and a single sleeve, a beautiful high-low hem, and she had on some Lorraine Schwartz green jewelry. I don't know if those were emeralds or not, but the green looked awesome with that color. Yes, darlings, I loved the striking cut of this dress. It was very flattering because the top was ruched into a very deep, wide V, so showed off her shoulders and her cleavage. Very flattering. The ruching and draping was beautiful on her, very highlight her waistline, and very good on her. She just have baby, and so the ruching covered up any, extra little bits that she might have floating around. And so it just looked very pretty on her, very flattering. The color was absolutely gorgeous. And Daisy, you also liked this dress. Yes, I loved. It was made out of velvet, and oh man, you just can see how rich the pile of the velvet is. It was a gorgeous, rich, deep magenta color. You just wanted to go swimming in that color. It was just so rich and gorgeous. And she cut her hair into just a darling little pixie haircut. And when you have a real pretty face, that looks great when you have this kind of a haircut, because it totally showcases your face. And so she definitely has a really pretty face, and she definitely could carry that off. So I thought the combination of her little pixie haircut, the deep V plunging neckline, and that gorgeous, gorgeous, rich, deep magenta color on her skin
just looked amazing. It was really pretty.
And then we also have Kylie Jenner, who was wearing Tom Ford, a little white coat dress. And Penelope, this is who you chose as your honorable mention.
Yes, I loved. It was just such a clean, streamlined look. And Tom Ford, I mean, really, he is just such a genius. He really knows how to flatter a woman's figure. And this style looks very good on different body types. And it had the bigger shoulders and the nipped-in waist. It had a little belt on it that had a rectangular rhinestone buckle, and it really looked great on her because she has a very curvy figure, and it can be difficult to dress a figure like that if you're not careful. You can look fat if you wear the wrong things.
Yeah, that is a good point, Penelope. Okay, and Irina, you also like this dress.
Darlings, I think that mini coat dress is very sexy trend, and it's very, very big in fashion right now. You see it a lot of places, and a lot of times they will be wearing it in black. So it was refreshing to see it in white this time.
And Daisy, you also liked this dress.
Yes, I always love mini. I think it is just the best thing to show off your legs. If you've got them, then you just should flaunt them. And even Duchess Megan wore a black mini coat dress when she went to go see Hamilton. Now, it wasn't quite as short as this one that Kylie's wearing, but for her, being a duchess and having to wear everything down to her knees and down to her ankles most of the time, you know, it was a few inches above her knee, and so I guess that for her, that qualifies for a mini. So even royalty is in on this trend. So I think it's a great look. It looked really good on Kylie, and it really flattered her, especially with the cinched-in waist. So I really liked it.
Okay, thanks, Daisy. And thanks, ladies, for being so honest with your feedback. We've had a wonderful time here talking about all the fashions that you loved and didn't love on the red carpet. This is your host, Deborah Cristobal, coming to you from sunny Santa Barbara, California. I'd like you guys to subscribe to us because that way you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And if you want to find out what I'm up to when I'm not doing the show, you can follow me on Instagram at Deb Etoile. That's Deb, D-E-B, Etoile, E-T-O-I-L-E. And that's my Instagram handles. I hope to see you on Instagram until our next show. Bye, everyone.
An anthology of stories in a universe of universes. A podcast called Chronosphere Fiction. Immerse yourself in the worlds of Gafgarn the Eternally Unfurnished, Monday through Friday at the Smith's residence. Thicker than water. These and more are waiting for you on the podcast, Chronosphere Fiction.